Well, today marks episode number 13 as well, the unlucky number, the end to season number 1. Will it end on a high? Will it end on a low? I mean, it's been what I would call a steady season, even though we've been around bottom of the league, second to bottom, then relegation places. We're surviving this season. We're not getting in the playoffs. We can fight for high mid-table, top half finish if we're very lucky, which I think is realistic for our first year back in the EFL. Next season is when we kick on. That's what I'm hoping anyway, as like I've just said guys, welcome back to episode number 13 of season number 1, the final one of this FIFA 23 Grimsby Road to Glory. And before you say anything, I don't mean final, as in altogether. This series is going to go on for quite a while, I'm pretty sure. We want to hit the heights with the Mariners, the team that I do support. So if you want to be buckled up, make sure you've seen the previous videos. Leave them a like. It massively helps the channel, and it is one click, or two actually, because there's a big red button close to that which says subscribe. If you haven't done already, it'll turn grey if you have done. If you hit that button, I appreciate it even further because you're helping support the channel, and it is completely free. As today's games, we're going to jump straight into and show you, as we've got the calendar over here. We have 4 of them. We have Crew Alexandra away from home on the 17th on the Monday, followed up by Sutton at home on the Saturday the 22nd, Gillingham the weekend after, who I think are the rock bottom team, or second to bottom. I think it might be Wimbledon. Of course, spoilers coming off the back of 2 defeats, as we have Carlisle at home to end the season off with. I think we'll simulate the first one against Crew. It's an away game, and then we can play the 3 last ones of this season and then round up the season. See if we can try and make a team that fits the new players that are arriving, and potentially more. Of course, contracts still running out on some players, so there's the potential for signings. As the first team, you can see there's a few changes because we got hammered in the last 2 games. Crawley Town was an absolute nightmare, so we've got to make sure we get that over system with Max Crockham in goal. We've got Michi Afete coming straight back in the lineup. He's quite tired. Nico Kerwin out of the squad. He had a bad game, plus I think he needs a rest, with Niall Marr, Matty Dolan the captain, and Gleno at left back. We've got Jordan Maguire-Drew, who dropped out the team, then came back in fashion as the left midfielder. Harry Clifford, of course, injured for the rest of the season with Reggie Stone in his place. Kieran Green instead of Bryn Morris will go with a central midfielder with a bit more physicality, and Otis Khan on the right, with Hackford and Richardson, who now has 10 goals this season, hit double figures with the league position. Pretty good from our standards, I would say, up front. So I'm hoping that can lead to something. Dan Cox has obviously scored more goals than Hackford, but won't start. I'm going to give it the other youngster, as how we're going to get on against the Railwaymen. A couple of tired players in that lineup. Can we do something? We can! We can get the away win, and it's Richardson with his 11th right now. A clean sheet away from home. A brilliant win as 2 players grateful for the game time. I think Kieran Green did actually do something, because we've got a clean sheet. He's a defensive midfielder, a physical midfielder. Got the win. I'm very impressed by that. I think I need to kind of play him more. Him and Gavin Houlihan up to 19th in the league, and we can jump frog Sutton, who are in 17th, so a chance to go even higher and try and reach that mid-table. We've got 3 games. We'll give it us all as the other team. Well, Crew were 4th. That was actually a huge win, potentially stopping them from automatics, as Carlisle we played today are 7th. And the other team was Gillingham, who were 22nd. So, winnable games. So, a big chance right here. And we're going to go straight into this game, because I think there is a lot of stuff I want to go through at the end of the season, preparing for the next, as it's going to be the same team. Richardson now gone up a rating to 64. I think that's brilliant. John McAtee! He's back. Danilo Orsi isn't playing much at the moment. I've got to get McAtee back on that bench. I know he's not a permanent player, so he'll probably not get much game time, but he's my favourite player IRL. It's realistic, he would play. I'm not just saying that because he's my favourite. He would play definitely in real life. And of course he only came out of the team because of an injury. Went down in rating quite a bit. So McAtee on the bench. The only change going to Blundell Park, where he's going to get a good reception before he goes against Sutton. And how do the away side line up against us? It's Lewis Ward in goal, Joe Kizzy, Ben Goodliff, Louis John, the one we're looking at, Robert Milsom, Luke Gambin, Craig Eastman, Smith in the midfield with Harry Buteman on the wing, good player him, with Wilson, and Fadahunsi up front. Fadahunsi, I don't know how that one's pronounced, but we're going to go into this hoping for some more wins on the bounce. Gotta be good enough. I'm always hoping we can turn wins into form when we do get them. There's a spin in the middle of the park, and that's a good spin! Just wide of the post from Wilson, and we did get a little bit of a nick on him before he got the shot off. Quite lucky, maybe. And Anthony Glennon with a throw right here. He gives it into Reggie Stone. Now around the corner into Lewis Richardson. That's a disguised ball around the corner. Ex-Burnley teammates, in fact, those. Of course, Richardson still playing for them. As Kieran Green with a header almost down low. That was a good one from him. A stretch to get on that as Hackford's coming short from the corner, but I'm going to use Maguire-Drew to whip it in near post. A brilliant area to put the ball, but no one attacking it as Gleno wins that header. Not a great one down straight to them, but Matty Dolan gets it and loses it again. Come on, let's get going. As here's Matty Dolan, middle of the park running across. Can we just hit Gleno with a pass? That's a good one. Driven across the field. Here's Maguire-Drew on a turn. He's got Gleno running down that line. He'll try and reach him. That's a brilliant ball around the side. Gleno hitting the byline a little bit and forcing a corner off John. It's a good one as I might go short this time. Straight into Reggie Stone. Can we hit the byline maybe? We tried to, but it'll be another corner. Promising start here against Sutton. We'll use the man as a disguise and whip this in towards Matty Dolan. It was just wide. Defender kept it in for some reason. As we'll try and get another chance. Get this around the corner. A good flick on. Here's Kieran Green on the angle. Brilliant save. I tell you what, it's a good start. Especially from Kieran Green as well as Otis Khan from this side. That's forced in towards the back post. Not won it. Green does win it though. That's brilliant from him. He's actually injured his man though. Not so brilliant. As Maguire-Drew should be winning a free kick. But he's got the ball. In fact, that's a ball towards Hackford. Not got his head on it. Unlucky as that's a good ball through the middle. Niall Marr, does very, very well to come away with the ball right there as Otis Khan is going to wait for the overlap from Michia Fete, but he's still going to keep hold of the ball, in fact. Otis Khan, what can he do with this? In a bit of a tight area. Should not be back there, although he can play right back. He's on the wing as Maguire-Drew on this one. Gets the ball. Reggie Stone into Gleno. This is good passing. Very good passing through the gap into Hackford. Takes a touch! Wide! Honestly, we've done all we can to try and take the lead before half-time. We haven't dominated the game, but the passing moves we've put together, absolutely brilliant. And we have played stunningly, as now Gleno to just take it down this line. Of course, the whistle's going to go, and does. It's still a stalemate at Blundell Park. Come on, we can leapfrog these. We can get up to that 17th spot. The highest we would have ever been if we do get there is Niall Marr. Whoa! Risky one, meant just for Crockham, as he's going to keep the ball at his feet, Max Crockham. Pass it now in the middle, Matty Dolan. He's spreading some passes around, he's the centre-back here. Trying to prove his place in the team for next season, of course. When he's not really been in it all this season, it's going to be difficult with the newcomers as Efferty with a ball in towards Richardson. Unlucky. Tried to swing in a good one. There's a ball around the side here. That's another one in front of us. It's Eastman trying to make a route around and Michia Fete. Brilliant little interception at the back post as we need to get some subs going, I think. Not really working all over the field as a corner to come in for them. They win it. Clear that Dolan. Now we are safe. I'm going to make some changes that I wouldn't usually make as the ball's gone wide. Gavin Houlihan, a very, very good player IRL, but he's took his while getting back in the team at some points. He's just fallen down the pecking order with Reggie Stone, of course. And John McAtee gets half an hour on Blundell Park's green grass as let's see what he can do. The ball at the feet and we're aiming for him. Surprised he's even survived that one as here is Dolan. My man of the match so far, but I want to give it to an attacker if we can score some goals as we try to put the ball in with Maguire-Drew. He's on the right hand side, he's beaten the defender for strength. He's gone for the shot, he's fallen to Otis Khan. He's not injured. He's in fact scoring the goal with 20 minutes to go to put us in front. Mr. Consistent, I would say, this season. He's not really put a foot wrong, and that's a brilliant foot into the back of the net with a pass. It's just come across. I think it was John McAtee with the assist. and all he had to do was put it in the open net. Number 10 to 11, 1-0. That is good stuff. As hang on, there's a foot race right here, which Max Crockham is winning. Just roll it into Matty Dolan. Now into Gleno. Let's get going again. I want more than one. I want to get this goal difference a bit better. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing, I would say, at the end of this season. As McAtee's been flattened, it fell to Houlihan, who's got his pass off into Richardson. Looking for Khan. Unlucky Kieran Green to win that, but a bit too much on it. I do think we should be getting the win as, sloppy pass actually from Cropper. He's just come on the field, and they've got a bit of an attack on right here. Wilson over the top of Danny Amos, who has to come across. Try and block that cross. Matty Dolan, man of the match with the header away. Straight into Jordan Maguire-Drew, onto John McAtee. Now onto Dan Cox, who's up front with him. Finds McAtee. Gavin Houlihan making the run through the middle. He could get a goal to try and stake his team place, as that is a brilliant finish from Gavin Houlihan to make it 2-0. The Irish midfielder has won. I've got to say, a very nice strike from Gavin. Didn't just place it bottom bins, fired it into the top corner. Now, that is sensational stuff. I said I'm a big fan of him in real life. I love the number 8 on shirts. He's Grimsby's number 8, and he looks like he might stay that. Now, that is what you call a Blundell Park performance. A clean sheet, 2 goals, a steady, even, entertaining game. The fans got the money's worth, and the club got the 3 points. That's 2 wins out of 2 today, and we jumped to 18th. Okay, Hartlepool got the win. We definitely saved this season, which is a good feeling. As, do you know what would be an even better one? I know it's probably not going to work, but I'm thinking about next season a lot at the moment. Not changing the teams too much for next season, but looking at signing players. Lewis Richardson has been sensational for us. 20-year-old, 64 rated. I do want to get him, but I don't want to spend a lot of money, because there's players on my shortlist that I think are a lot cheaper and could potentially be better. But of course, if you've got a good player already, why look for an improvement if you could try and get him permanently? As let's approach to buy him and see what Burnley want for him. He's got a 1.1 market value, which of course already isn't great. If we could add a sell-on clause, maybe 15%. And we have saved up quite a bit of money. I think 600's quite cheap. 600's very cheap. I'm going to go for 500. I hope he's enjoyed his football enough to try and consider that. 720. Okay, 720 is not bad, you know. 720 is not bad at all. It's still a lot of money. 550. But could we edit that sell-on clause, make it a little bit higher than 15, maybe 18%, double what they were asking? I think that's reasonable. And they say it is. 550k, I think, is an extremely good deal if that goes through. We could have Richardson on a permanent. Now, that is a big deal. In real life, I don't know if it would happen, but he's been good for us. And I do like the look of him. I like the look of Jasper Moon as well, but I know he'll be expensive. I don't know if that's worth it as well. John McAtee, of course, has just left, so we can't permanently sign him back. Plus, he's not really got a run in the team in this save. As we go into Gillingham, hoping and praying Richardson can sign permanently. Getting him to sign would be such a big deal, as my agent are looking forward to terms. Okay, so he wants to speak money now, which still may be a bit of a difficult one, but we're going to speak money, Richardson. We do really want you next season. 6.7 is on at Burnley. Now, that could be an issue. I'll offer him crucial. Definitely want to give him that crucial role. 4 years contract, as there's music playing. I really don't want to get copyrighted. I've got to hurry up with this. 5 years. 3.8 is what he's wanting. I cannot offer that. We do not have the money to offer that to him. So, I don't know what I really could offer. It's all the bonuses that are screwing us over. As I think 2.7, just the wage, is a good deal. Richardson, please consider. He says no. Richardson's not going to be joining us. As Richardson's saying he's happy that everything's been sorted. Well, we'll be expecting more than you, because you're not going to be joining us, are you? That's gutting. And I feel like we do need a bit more of a feel-good factor now before Gillingham. Yes, 2 wins on a row, but that's really slumped me over. You can see the money's not great. The money is not great. That's because of, well, I don't know what it's because of. Just money going out, expenses, I guess. Not much profit, but expenses. Got to pay wages. As you can see, Richardson's number was selling a lot. And Dan Cox's shirt's selling a lot, which is actually a good thing for a youngster. As you can see right here, his charts are very, very good. I guess it's just wage increases and bought players. As speaking of buying players, what a good segue that is. We've got one on this list. We're looking at all these, but I do feel like we've got Otis Khan and Maguire-Drew, very strong. But a backup, out-and-out winger, unlike Harry Clifton, would be good. And Daniel Armstrong from Kilmarnock is a player who I hope I can get on a small wage, and he's cover for both wings. I think that is perfect. A left footer, I think he can whip a good cross in. We can get him on a free. Let's try it again. Really think he would be good as though. Not willing to relocate. I mean, I'm giving you literally an option to come to the English football leagues and play, but you don't want it. Disgraceful. I guess we're just going to have to wait till next season. We have signed 4 players on pre-contracts. Yes, all in the defensive area, but still I think we've signed quite enough. So I'm going to change the team for this next game. I'm going to make 2 changes, I think. Yes, big fan of Reggie Stone, but Gavin Houlihan did score and played very, very well. Wern's talking about his contract. He's really not got a chance under me, and I'm a fan in real life, but just not the cup of tea on this save. Sorry, mate. As Hackford, I'm going to give a rest altogether as well. I'm going to put Kerwin back on the bench, but Efty's playing very well in the starting lineup. Orsi back on the bench, needs more game time, as we're going to go with that. We've got Cox up front instead of Hackford, and Orsi on the bench. Houlihan in the team with Green. Gillingham away. Our final away game of this year has Jake Turner in goal, Che Alexandra, Elkan Baga, Hadji Mangoya, David Tatonda, with Mackenzie, Jeffries, McDonald, Reeves and Green. Can't remember the last result we got against Gillingham, but I think it was at the time we wasn't winning games, which of course was 12 games completely at the start of the season. If we wouldn't have gone through that rut, I honestly think we would have been challenging for them playoffs, as now we've got to try and make sure the result against them is really, really good this time. A good little passing move from them. You can see a high press. They're fighting for survival, or would be, if of course the National League was in FIFA this year, as Green turns out. Passing to Houlihan. Now on to Richardson. It's just a shame he's not going to be a permanent player, as it's now on to Maguire-Drew with a slick turn. Dan Cox needs to make his way into the middle. We can cross it into him near post. Doesn't fall. Kieran Green on the chest and a fire falls back to him. Fires it again. This is a long move. Maguire-Drew into Dan Cox. Slips up. And a penalty is awarded. Oh, what a big bit of play that was. We did very well to keep every move alive. And it's Hadji Mangoya who gives it away. He just goes through the back of Dan Cox a little bit, and the youngster wins a penalty. Every time he's in the team, you know, he seems to have an amazing game. As penalties, it looks like Matty Dolan is the best centre-back. I'm going to give it to Matty Dolan. I know he's missed a few in simulations, but I do trust him in this game. We're going to go top left. What a finish that is. We'll go to these Mariners fans, making the travel to Gillingham. Final away game. 1-0 up. Fantastic start, and what a fantastic penalty. Hasn't scored one all season, and the time we get one, what a penalty it is. Brilliant finish from Matty Dolan. Just what you want from your CB, as Ma gets the ball there through that gap. We'll pass it one more on to Otis Khan. Otis Khan looking around the side for Dan Cox, who was chasing it thoroughly but just couldn't get there. Kieran Green with the pass back, or Kieran Green should I say. I'm thinking of Kieran we had before, as we just need to try and win this ball in the middle. That's a good tackle from Matty Dolan again. 2 out of 2 so far, solid performances, as it's now on to Houlihan. Unlucky. Almost got that pass off as a ball round the corner. It's in the middle. That's a good pass off, you know! And it's just flashed wide. A chance for Gillingham. Kashkit with the ball looking around the corner. We're not in the clear yet, as Dolan tackled at the wrong side, but still they've come away with the ball. They're going to try and dink Crockham. Was he not offside at the back post? I thought it was offside at the back post, but no, Gillingham have got a leveller. Chipped Crockham as well. Not great from Max in the goal, but that's what's happened. Just got through Niall Mann, not shuffling across, and it is Matty Dolan's man. Kashkit, I was sure was offside. Whose goal has it gone down as? Mackenzie's. Must have passed the line. Oh well, we get straight back into it and we get going again as Houlihan through the middle. Richardson onto Kieran Green. Tried to get that pass off. Unlucky to do so. As now we've got to try and stop them coming forward. It's a ball around the side. Gleno's backpedaling. Put it across. Dodgy from Dolan. It looks like we're approaching half-time and the scoreline will be 1-1, which is not really what we want against Gills. We want to win, as we've got to do something to change it, I think, and I'm going to. I'm actually going to make a half-time change. Even though we're not losing, I feel like it could do with some work. McAtee, I really want to get on, but to be fair, these players are playing alright in the middle. I think I'm going to take Kieran Green out, though. Sorry, Kieran Green, and I just like an attacking midfielder and a defensive-minded one in the same team. So I'm going to put McAtee in. And Houlihan into Otis Khan, as Otis Khan charging forward through the middle right here. Richardson, Dan Cox. No, that's Richardson with a pass around. It's McAtee, of course. Getting involved right there, so we've tried to put the cross in. Unfortunate. A ball out wide here. McDonald. Oh, a good tackle from Michi Afete. He's going to come away with the ball a little bit right here, and he's going to be drilling it down this line. Does have pace and strength, as he's going to keep on going, Michi Afete. Keep on going. He's been out of the squad most of the season. Can he set something up? He tries to. Unlucky. Headed back in towards John McAtee. And now we're gone. Header one right there into Jordan Maguire-Drew. McAtee, the link up in the playoff final, of course, has tried to get round that side. Not done it. McDonald in the middle. This is onto Reeves. Just standing off them a little bit, making sure they can't really run at us. It's Matty Dolan coming across. It's in the middle of the park. Tried to put a tackle in, had to be careful. Just a little bit cleared. As we're trying to get Danilo Orsi on. Change something up front maybe, as they've got a bit of a gap. Crockham with a save. Been an even game to be fair, but I do want to keep winning. I'm greedy for wins, even at this latter stage, which won't change anything. As Glenna with a run down the line. Dan Cox is coming off soon, but he's in the middle there a little bit. He's tried to pull it back sharply into Richardson, as that's a beautiful header won by Jordan Maguire-Drew into Otis Khan, who's around his man. Tries to shoot on the angle. It's parried into a good position. We've got to gamble. Really had to gamble as they're running at us. A man in the middle that I'm trying to watch a little bit, but Matty Dolan coming across. Whipped in ball, header at the near post. And a good block from Niall Maher. Let's go, Mariners. Come on. Late on in this game. Dan Cox. Change is still not going through. John McAtee on a run. Can he try and do something right here? He's going to pass it backwards. Tackle. He's a big one on Otis Khan. Luckily, he's alright as we're approaching the latter stages now. Just trying to come across and maybe make a tackle. Not working out. Got one there with Dolan. Ball still falls back to them. Efforty coming across. There's a man on the outside, but we're going to avoid passing to him as Khan is injured, in fact. And Efforty on this run. We're going to try and switch that across the field. Is that going to drop? No. Defender gets a very good toe poke on it. Game almost over. Richardson with the pressure, but the referee's whistle goes. The team we really should beat today is the team we haven't beat, but got a point against in his final game away from home. Still 3 unbeaten. A 1-1 draw with Gillingham. On to his final game. As how truly high can we go and low? I think we could drop. We could drop to 20th. That's survival, but still not where I want to be, but better than where we have been at some points. Highest we can really go is 15th. Yeah, we've missed out on the mid-table top half kind of thing, but I don't really mind as Blundell part for the last game. Disappointed McAtee. Don't beat yourself up, mate. You will make an appearance in this last game, I'm sure, as I'm going to change up the lineup. Season really close to being over as we're losing all these players. McAtee, Richardson, Hackford. No KO. Really going to miss him. Blondie, first name. Jasper Moon, I actually am going to miss. He was very good. Potentially could look at maybe renewing him. I don't think he's a must renew straight away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delegate it for very cheap. And if we get him for very cheap, I am truly happy. So I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to be really stingy because I know we've got centre-backs coming in. No offence to Hackford and Blondie, but they will not be approached for renewals. As Logan Sykes, he looks okay coming through the academy. Not Dan Cox or Reggie Stone level. I'll just hold out on it a little bit. Maybe next season. Could get him out on loan. As Jordan Cropper wants his contract looking at. We'll make sure of it. Let's go to Jordan Cropper's contract. Of course, we have got Kirwan and we have got Michi Afete. Is it really relevant to have 3 right backs at the club? He's a decent player. I do rate Jordan Cropper at IRL. Maybe we do try and sort something out. Be a loan deal best for him next season, as he will take rotational still, which is good. I tell you what, if he took a pay decrease, I'd consider playing him more, because it shows that he's keen on his football. as we'll accept no release clause. Will he take a pay increase? 900 quid a week? He will. He wants a couple of bonuses, and even an appearance bonus, which tells me he knows he won't play too much, which I think's kind of good of him. So, Jordan Cropper will get a 2-year contract. To be fair, been no trouble in asking for game time and everything, as we've still got Wern, Bramwell, Braithwaite, Morris, and Shawnee Pearson still running out on the contracts. One player I definitely need to try and sign up is Bryn Morris. His rating's got quite high, which I'm not too greatly fond of, because now he's going to get a bit, maybe big-headed in these negotiations. Crucial. Probably should have given him that from the start. 2-year contracts is what we're opting for. No release clause, fine by me. Is he going to want a wage increase? I do want to just give him the same. I really do want him to stay at the same. He wants a little bit more. I want that appearance fee off, thank you very much. And I want that a little bit down. If you're taking 100 quid extra a week, I want that a little bit down. No way. No way you're getting £2,000. I immediately saw that coming. He can have his signing on bonus, but 1.7 is where I'm drawing the line. No. No, you're not having that. Definitely not. I'll really fight with you here, Bryn Morris. You're not worthy of that much more money. You're not having it. But he might walk away from negotiations. I'm going to panic. I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose a 65 rated for that much. Bryn Morris, you've got your way. Don't want to be a pushover manager, but give him what he thinks he's worth. He better prove to me that he's worth that. As Cropper excited for next season, and Jasper Moon will not be signing permanently with us. He will return to Barnsley at the end of his loan deal, which, to be fair, expected. As here is what the team's looking like for this last game of the season. Can Houlihan actually play on the wing? He can. Maybe I'm going to rest Maguire Drew as well. Put him on the bench. As you can see, it's highly rotated. We've got Blondie will make an appearance in the goal. Crockham basically going holiday, mate, as Cropper is going to play. He's going to start. Going to give him that chance with Niall Maher, Dolan and Amos. Amos and Cropper are playing for whether, I don't want to get rid of them, but playing for whether they go out on loan next season or not, I'm thinking. But of course, as loanee, McAtee with his final game playing on the right-hand side of midfield with Kieran Green in the middle. Hunt in the middle as well. He's playing to see if loaned or not. Houlihan. Can I actually swap these around? Yeah, I'm going to swap them around. With Orsi up front playing for his role. That was a big voice break. For his role next season. And Richardson actually starting for the final appearance. We've got Shawnee Pearson on the bench. May make his farewell appearance in a Mariners shirt off of that. No one else really. Werner's probably going to leave. Taylor, Bramwell and Braithwaite will be leaving at the end of the contract. Sorry boys, but just not worked out for them. As let's see what we can do here. Final game at Blundell Park against Carlisle. Let's have a look at their team. Thomas Holy. Holy moly, he's a tall goalkeeper him. As we've got Finn Back, Corey Whelan, John Mellish, Morgan Feeney, Jack Armour, which is a back five with Moxton, Guy, Gibson, Stretton and Omari Patrick. We beat these 3-2. That was his first in-game win of the season, or second after Colchester, I think. Very good fashion we did it. Let's do it again. We'll do it in front of the home fans this time. As a tackle in the middle of the field. They're letting it slide as Matty Dolan coming across to try and block across maybe. This is their right wing back into Moxton. That's a brilliant tackle actually from Gavin Houlihan. No, it isn't. We swapped him around. That is John McAtee as Gavin Houlihan. Here he is on the ball. Jordan Cropper trying to make a run in behind and does, the right back. Sign the new contract. He's going to pull the ball back as well to try and find somewhere to go. Into Kieran Green. Now into Alex Hunt. That's a brilliant ball from Hunt on the spin. And it's gone in for Not Kiernan. It's Richardson, this one. And I don't know how that's beaten Holy in the goalkeeper. What am I even saying? Holy moly, that was bad. I was so focused in trying to get a pun in there with how bad the goalkeeping was. I couldn't even speak. Speechless from that goal. Speechless from that dive. Richardson with a finish literally through Thomas Holy. Great goal that one. Is going to try and get a tackle in. We don't. Omari Patrick. Ball flooded out wide. Niall Maher trying to just stand in front of his man. That's a ball in field. And what a save from Blondie in the goal. That's actually funny. He's got blonde hair and his name's Blondie. I never even clocked that fact. There's a corner ball still to come in from them. Got to try and defend this. Houlihan at the near post. It's not really the move as they've got a corner straight after it. A lot of Carlisle fans in that, well, what should be the Osman stand, but isn't, of course, in FIFA, as we've headed this away. Still need to try and block it, as that's a brilliant pass. That is honestly a fantastic ball. And Carlisle level. Some goals I don't feel are fair against us, but that one from John Mellish, that's a fantastic disguised ball. Not really anyone's fault, because we were pushing out as a unit, but he stayed on side and put it past Blondie in the goal. Oh well, just like Gillingham. Got to try and battle to get back into it this time, though, as Richardson coming across the field. Can we pass that in behind? We do. Here's John McAtee going for one goal a little bit, but the man was always closing him down as Niall Maher gets that header on towards Alex Hunt. Not got it, and they've got a gap through the middle of the park here. Dolan trying to get back. Niall Maher trying to get back. It's round Jordan Cropper, and it's a good block from Dolan. And Gibson with a run through the middle of the park right here, trying to get right side. That's a good little interception on the ball, Alex Hunt, as now they've put the ball back into Finn back. Oh, Dolan with the duck in the box. I didn't think that was very conventional, but we'll let it slide as Hunt gets a good pass off forward, as we'll get that out wide a little bit. Houlihan on the chase as he does win this. Gavin Houlihan. I see McAtee at the back post, going to aim for him. Oh, that was so nearly a perfect ball. Very unlucky as Armour coming forward, the left wing back. Niall Maher coming a long way across, and he's left a bit of a gap. We've got to try and get there with Dolan. What a save from the goalkeeper. That's a brilliant save from Blondie, the backup. Brilliant, I've got to say. Just before half-time at an important stage as the ball's going to be whipped in. Head this away, please. A good corner as we'll get this. I went to whack it, but the whistle's gone already. One apiece again. Unlucky. Let's go again, shall we? Get on the front foot. Danilo Orsi trying a new kick-off approach. As Houlihan will just keep the ball. Of course, we've got very strong substitutes bench, which we can use. As Hunt through the middle, onto Orsi right here. Took a bit of a knock, but still comes away with the ball. Onto Gavin Houlihan. Richardson in the middle of the park. Just switching and swatching around. Into Hunt. Richardson gets it back. Looking for maybe a chance to shoot, but 5 at the back doesn't really help. McAtee has to head that back, and don't say he's injured again. He's not. He's back on his feet. As Danny Amos gives the ball into John McAtee. He's going to put a cross into the box. Unlucky. Very close right there. We're going to stay on this front foot as Kieran Green's header. Unlucky from Kieran Green not to get that back in the area. As Omari Patrick going backwards. It's around the side. Patrick. Not a great ball through the middle. We'll just pass that back to the goalkeeper, Blondie. Hit the right back in Cropper. That's a bit of a looping one. Never really working out that, is it? As it's back in the middle of the park. They've got a chance maybe going forward. A block with that shot, or I don't know what it was, in the middle. Off the crossbar and in. I think it's Stretton with it. Carlisle have took the lead. They've come from behind in this one at Blundell Park. Not a great end to the season, this. Still got time, and maybe we do utilise that bench. Just out wide, in the middle. Bang. Took a big deflection, to be fair. As with that, we say goodbye to Richardson. He's coming off the pitch to give away for Dan Cox, it was, of course. Khan comes on. Alex Hunt's come off because he's really not fit. I would have liked to play him all game, but Bryn Morris I've gone for. On a high contract, so he's got to prove it. The only player on a higher contract is Nico Kerwan, who, to be fair, he's not been too bad, but to say he's on that money, I don't know if he's here next season. We've got 3 right backs, and Efforty playing well. Cropper doing okay for himself in this one. So that's not a great pass. Not long left to still get going in this one. Dan Cox. And we've got to run down this line. It's John McAtee trying to cut back inside, but defender always reading that one. To be fair, he's not fully fit, McAtee. Would have loved to have a fully fit McAtee. Fully uninjured McAtee this season, but hasn't worked out that way as Bryn Morris gets the ball onto Kieran Green in the middle of the park. We've got a chance to come forward again. Otis Khan finds Dan Cox. Danilo Orsi running in behind, and that's a brilliant ball into him. Tries to dink the keeper. He's even put it wide. As the final change here, we've got to say something about this. Niall Maher as Sean Pearson. What a servant to the club. He's not played much this season. He's basically played once and got a red card. But he will make his farewell appearance to Blundell Park. He will not, I think I've decided it now, he will not be signing another contract. He's 56-year-old. Not 56-year-old, 56 rated and 34-year-old, so not really cutting it in League 2, is he? Maybe a trip back to Wrexham, I don't know. I'm not going to plan his career for him. I would have loved him to be a coach if that was possible, as Patrick puts one wide. And so we'll just have to whack it forward with Blonder here at the end of the game. Would have loved to go out with a win, but it looks like we're fighting for a draw. Dan Cox gets it. That's a brilliant ball around the corner. In fact, onto who else but John McAtee, who can't beat the defender again. They've been really good of Carlisle, to be fair. Really, really solid team as they've got it down the line. They're getting revenge for that early gut punch in the 92nd minute we gave them earlier on this season, as they've got a pass off with Omari Patrick. Kieran Green, good at defending, not passing, as the final whistle goes, and it ends in defeat this season, which kind of sums up the year. We're still not, or wouldn't have got relegated, should I say, in real life, which is a good thing. So it's been a steady season, near the bottom of the division, not the greatest. We've signed players on a pre-contract. We'll sign more next season. Take it with a pinch of salt. Good first year. As that marks the end of the season. Player chats, McAtee. I'll need to do what I do for the team. Hey Gaffer, not sure what's going to happen now. Would have liked to make it a permanent. I would have too if you want greedy for money. So I'll say you've been great for us. Don't know what's going to happen as Otis Khan. Great performance. Finally, we will look at the team or the league layout. If it was happening, relegation in this game, it would be Wimbledon and Gillingham. Just surviving is Barrow, even though the goal difference was worse by a point. We have finished in 18th, which to be fair isn't bad with how we started. 12 games without a win was very rough. If it wasn't for them 12 games, I really think we would have been up there. As Northampton put on a push at the end, they got away from the zone. Carlisle, in fact, with their win still missing out on the playoffs, as the winners were not Salford. Too many draws. Bradford City have won League 2, Salford second. Stockport, who were promoted alongside us, very good team in FIFA, mind you, are the other team promoted in the automatics as the playoffs. Mansfield, Newport, Crewe and Doncaster. Very nice to see, as I'm going to look at other leagues. Who will be joining us next season still in League 2? You can see definitely not is Ipswich, Sheffield Wednesday, and one of those four teams. A lot of good teams up there. Luke Waterfall finished in 10th with Portsmouth. Not bad. Lincoln City, unfortunately, not got relegated. Exeter joining us again. Accrington Stanley, Morecambe and Cheltenham Town. Good to see them again, as I haven't actually checked the goal scoring sheets. Top scorer is Atkins. Luke Jeff got second. Paddy Madden is up there. List Bogle. Oh, my Bogle, of course. Mandaron, who didn't finish greatly, of course. Richardson in 19th, which was his squad number. How fitting, haha. As assists, anyone up there? I'm only caring about myself right now, or our team. No one on assists. Clean sheets, Crockham with 5. To be fair, when we did win, we usually kept clean sheets. That's quite good. Yellow cards, good to have no one on this list, which we don't, which is good. No one on the red cards, or notes, which is good. Good season. Of course, if this season happened next year, I wouldn't be saying the same thing. As a squad roundup, we've got Blondie Anar in goal. He was okay when he was here. I go to the stats page. Ollie Battersby joined back. He's been okay. It looks like out on loan at Rochdale. Got some games. Max Crockham, our starting goalkeeper. 6.49 average. Not too bad for a goalkeeper, as of course Lucas Terry screwed over our youngster. Oh well. May look for a loan move next season. See if that does anything for it. I don't know. As Danny Amos, good for a backup. Gleno, of course, the starting left-back, very good player. Niall Marr has come into the team when, of course, Waterfall went out and been pretty decent in his prime, with Matty Dolan being okay. A leader, but not a great player, as Jasper Moon was, but won't be staying. Bramwell got 3 appearances. Sean Pearson with 9, not too bad, actually, more than I thought. Farewell, Shawnee Pearson, as Cropper got 7, not a good average rating, but still okay. Goal and 2 assists for Michi Afete, 6'6", actually did well when he played. 6.53 Nico Kerwin, actually outdid him. Now onto the midfield, we'll split this up by position. Aaron Braithwaite, 1 game, not too great, will unfortunately leave us. Bryn Morris, 6.11, low for Bryn Morris to be fair. 2 goals, 3 assists, but of course he is a defensive-minded one. Evan Curry, can't wait to have him back, actually follows me on Instagram. Love that from Evan Curry, and of course would love if he could get back into this lineup maybe. as Reggie Stone, 2 assists. He is a youngster, but for that rating and his potential, maybe a bit more asked of him next year. Harry Clifton, 2 goals, 3 assists. Thought that would be more. As Max Hunt, 7 games, not Max Hunt, Alex Hunt, 1 goal, 2 assists. For a player who really hasn't played much, is actually very decent. Must come in the lineup more, methinks. As Kieran Green, 2 goals, 1 assist. Off the bench most of them appearances though. Houlihan, 2 goals, 3 assists. Not bad. Stephen Wern with 6 appearances. Not a great rating. He will leave us. John McAtee will. 12 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. Such an injustice for John McAtee. But of course, hope it works out at Luton. Otis Khan, 3 goals, 4 assists. 52 games. You can see he's played most of them. 6.36 is not the best rating, but I've rated him. Jordan Maguire-Drew, 4 goals, 3 assists. Very good from him, 6.38. Dan Cox, 3 goals, 2 assists in 19 games is not bad for a youngster with a low rating as well. 17-year-old, plenty of time for him to improve. As Lewis Richardson, 13 goals and 1 assist. He, you can see, has stats much higher than most players on this list, and I'm very thankful that we've had him, to be fair, because I don't know what we would have done without him. As Hackford, 1 goal in 20 games, not the biggest fan, but he's played his part. Danilo Orsi, 2 goals, 2 assists, 6.25. Ryan Taylor, 5 goals, 2 assists, actually pretty decent. We don't get to see Bim Pebble. He returned, of course, midway through the season. As I'm going to give out a Player of the Year, and to be fair, I'm going to give it to a player you can see I've been a fond fan of with the amount of games he's actually played. Otis Khan. He looks promising in real life, just come back from an injury, IRL. Been very good, been very consistent. Not the highest number of returns and goals and assists, but just good. Just very good. As I think that will wrap up season number 1 of this Grimsby Town to glory. I know it'll make it a long episode, but I am going to show you the players we have for next season, just to make sure we know that these are coming in. You can see all these offers. It is these 4 right here. We've got Joe Walsh, a centre-back from Lincoln City, 1.7 the wage. Jamie Jones, 1.6 from Wigan. Tom Anderson, 2.2, but he is going to be the captain, I'm pretty sure, so I don't mind that wage paid for him. As Oliver Younger, 23-year-old, 1.4, but has potential. He's even gone up a rating, which is very good, as I think it's been a decent first season back in the EFL. Realistic, although I would have been liking to fight for playoffs, but I'm happy. I wouldn't be happy if this happened next season. We push on though. As thank you guys for watching this episode right here. Do not, of course, forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for more of this series. Of course, it will continue. In fact, tomorrow the next season will start. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, as I will see you tomorrow if you decide to come back for season number 2. And I want to see so many of you guys' comments and fresh profile pictures in that description, if I can, of course. As take care, guys, in a bit. See you tomorrow, and peace.